Artisan Corporation of America beading technique. Hello and welcome to Artisan Corporation of America beading technique. Are you ready to get started? Good. Let's begin. Included in your training package are the following items: 1 package of beading needles, beading thread, 1 package of earring hooks, bags of beads. Refer to your color chart. The beads shown may not be the colors you have in your training package. Please get together all of the necessary paperwork to build your earrings. Now we're ready to begin. As we go along, refer to your written instructions. The design you have in front of you may or may not be the design or style demonstrated. The important thing to remember is that the technique is the same for all designs and all styles. Please make sure that you refer to the color chart because this is your map. Carefully choose your beads, selecting beads that are uniform in size. Though our manufacturers do their best to provide you with perfect beads, some beads may be irregular and must be weeded out in order to achieve a beautiful and acceptable product. Let's begin assembling this design. The design we are making is A. Building block A. Part 1. Cut approximately 2.5 yards of thread. Single thread your needle. String 2 bugle beads onto thread, leaving about a 6.5 inch tail of thread to the left of bugle bead 1. Refer to your illustration guide, illustration number 1, to guide you through this step. Pull needle and thread back through the entry of bugle bead 1. Do not continue through bugle bead 2. Pull thread and tighten so that the 2 bugle beads stand side by side in a snug, hugging position. Secure this hugging position by simply bringing the needle and thread down through bugle bead 2. Gently pull the thread so that the bead stands straight and the thread is taut. Continue in this same way, adding 1 bead at a time until you have completed block A. Hold your beadwork so that it is flat and does not curl. If you make a mistake, gently unravel. Find your mistake and rebead correctly. Refer to your illustration guide to guide you through this step. With block A now beaded, pull your thread taut and keep your beadwork flat. Secure and strengthen the entire row by weaving back to and through bugle bead 1. Needle and thread must be coming up and out of bead. Please refer to your illustration guide to guide you through this step. You are ready to build the upper portion of the triangle. Before moving onward and upward, take this time to review your work. Are your beads uniform in size? Do they stand straight and even? Is your thread taut and concealed? Does your beadwork lay flat and smooth? Building upward, part 2. String 1 bead on needle and thread and pass needle and thread under the thread that links beads 1 and 2 of block A. Refer to your illustration guide, illustration number 4, to guide you through this step. Draw needle and thread up through the bead, securing the bead squarely in place above and between bead 1 and bead 2 of block A. Simply continue working your way across the row, adding 1 bead at a time. In this way until you have secured your last bead of the row in place. Refer to your illustration guide to guide you through this step. Keep in mind that there is 1 less bead on a row as you climb to the top of your triangle. Continue upward. Add and secure the first bead of the next row directly above and between the last 2 beads of your completed row. To avoid confusion, you may want to mark with a pencil next to the completed rows on your color chart. Bead across to the end of this row and continue upward and across, until you have beaded your final row of 2 beads. Refer to your illustration guide to guide you through this step. The top is now complete. Building upward, the earring loop. Next, you will add the earring loop. Later, this is where you will attach your earring hook. String your loop beads. Refer to your illustration guide for this step. Secure the earring loop in place by bringing the needle and thread back through the top row of the 2 beads. Continue passing the needle and thread through the loop and through the top beads 3 or 4 times in order to make your earring loop stronger. Refer to your illustration guide to guide you through this step. The lower part. Go through your bugle bead and weave your needle and thread down and through the beads in the body of your beaded triangle to bugle bead number 1 on block A. The needle and thread must be pointing down and out of bugle bead 1. Refer to your illustration guide to guide you. Now let's move on to the fringe. String required beads on thread coming out of bugle bead 1. At the end of the fringe, string 3 seed beads, returning needle and thread through all beads on strand, except for these 3 accent beads. This step is pictured in your illustration guide. Refer to your color chart carefully for the number, color, and type of beads necessary for each strand of fringe. When you reach the top of the strand, continue drawing the needle and thread up and through bugle bead 1, and then down and out bugle bead 2. In order for your strand of beads to loop and hang gracefully, there must be the right amount of tension or looseness. Take your time to smooth and adjust accordingly while still concealing your thread. Also, adjust the accent beads so that they look like the accent beads in illustration 9B. Continue stringing all other strands In the same way, until you have strung your last fringe at the end of block A. Weave needle and thread up through the beads on the outside edge of your upper beadwork until you are directly above any of the outside threads, as shown in illustration 11. Here you will form a strong but unnoticeable knot. Tie a double knot here and cut thread. This step is pictured in the illustration guide to help you follow along. If any thread should show, tuck the thread into a bead, thus hiding the thread. Rethread your needle on your tail of the thread at bugle bead 1. Weave up to the outside edge of the earring and knot in the same manner. This technique video is a supplement to your instructions, illustration guide, and color chart. The video does not replace your printed material. Attach the earring hook. To place your earring hook, simply point the long part of the earring hook down through the thread atop the loop, and then loop around the thread and adjust into position. Now the earring is complete and the earring wire is attached. Congratulations! You have completed your first artisan earring. Remember to refer to the necessary paperwork to assure that your earrings are market ready.